Alright guys, today we're going to be doing another checklist video, and this time with the awesome articulated figures by FUNKO. Now so far they've released 7 waves of these guys, and we're going to show you every single one of them and the complete 40 figures that they've released so far since 2016. Alright, so we're going to start off with Series 1, and of course this started being released in 2016. And in Series 1, we got the super cool figure of Freddy, Foxy, Chica, Bonnie, and the costume of Golden Freddy. And at the time, these guys were super hard to find at retail, and getting the whole set would cost you about $100. But the cool thing about it was that each figure came with little pieces, and when you put them all together, it formed a 6th bonus figure of Springtrap! Haha! You just gotta love Springtrap, and he was the perfect exclusive because he's so creepy looking. Yep, this Series 1 figure set the standard on how cool this series would become. And this series was so popular that FUNKO decided that they were going to make a second set. But as luck would have it, Halloween was right around the corner. So they decided to release an exclusive figure found only at GameStop, which was Jack-O-Chica. Now this figure was released to tease that a second series was coming, because this Jack-O-Chica ended up becoming the exact figure that would become Nightmare Chica, which was found in Series 2. But this was a super cool figure that you could go into GameStop and pretty much find everywhere because they made a huge supply of them. But unfortunately, if you try going into a GameStop now, well, you won't be able to find them because now he's sold out. And of course, not too long after that, the second set of Five Nights at Freddy's figures were released. And this time we got 5 all new figures, which included Nightmare Freddy, Nightmare Chica, Nightmare Foxy, and Nightmare Bonnie to round out all the Nightmare figures of the main characters. They also released another Foxy, which was Funtime Foxy, that, well, nobody really wanted, because you could go to just about any store and find about 50 of them sitting on the store shelves. I guess he's not a big draw. But I'm not sure why so many people passed up on the Funtime Foxy, because FUNKO ended up making that if you got all 5 figures, you could build another bonus figure, which was the Marionette Puppet figure. Just like with Springtrap in Series 1, he was the bonus figure that you couldn't buy, but only build if you bought all 5 figures. And of course with this guy, he was super cool to own. Of course the only downside was that, well, he didn't stand very well, and he falls apart way too easy. Blech. Now shortly after Series 2 was released, we ended up going to the Toy Fair in 2017, and it was there that they showed off the super cool Series 3, which focused on Sister Location. And instead of getting 5 new figures this time around, this third set only gave us 4 figures to collect, which include the figure Baby, Ballora, Funtime Freddy, and Funtime Foxy. And if you ask me, it was kind of weird that we got another Funtime Foxy, because we already got a Funtime Foxy in Series 2. Weird. But of course, if you bought all 4 figures, you were able to build a 5th bonus figure, which was of Ennard. And this figure of Ennard was one of the coolest, and probably my favorite, out of this entire series. I mean, just look at that face. Ugh. And if that wasn't enough, they ended up releasing 2 exclusive figures available only at Walgreens, which included a glow-in-the-dark baby figure and the super cool figure of Lopet, which looks just like Funtime Foxy, but, orange. Okay, so now we're up to Series 4, and that is the really cool Pizzeria Simulator line, which was released at the very end of 2018. So looks like we got 5 in all from this set. And first up is good old Rockstar Freddy. He's a pretty cool looking figure that looks great. Yep, looks just like Freddy, but he's got a star on the chest. And next up is Rockstar Foxy, and this was another cool character with a star on his chest. In addition to that, he's also got a pair on his shoulder, making him super awesome. Alright, the third figure here is perhaps my favorite, and that's good old El Chip, the super cool beaver from Mexico with the cool sombrero. Haha, love it. But give this guy his ukulele, and he'll play us a cool song. And of course, if you want the rest of the band, well, you'll have to pick up this 4th guy, which is good old Pig Patch, which adds even more colors with his pink skin and his mismatched eyes of blue and green. And then bringing up the rear with the last figure is good old Orville Elephant. I just love how orange he is. He's got all kinds of cool parts on him, very detailed. He's got that cool accessory of a magic wand because, well, he's a magician. Well, maybe he could do something with all those extra parts that came with all the other figures. Oh man, we have our 4th Build-It figure this time, which once you put all the pieces together, dun dun dun, we have ourselves, ooh, Scrap Baby, Oh boy, she's a scary looking figure, which you can only purchase with all 5 figures, and she's pretty darn cool as our 6th bonus figure. So yeah, there we go. We now have all 6 figures coming at you for Pizzeria Simulator, and I gotta say, this is one of my favorite lines that they've released so far. Now, in addition to these 6 figures, well, we also got an exclusive Walmart figure, which was good old Lefty, and boy, is he a rare one to find now. Holy cow, he's worth a lot. But outside of the package, well, he's still pretty darn cool. And even though he's a repaint of Rockstar Freddy, well, he looks pretty darn cool with that new paint scheme. Yeah, I just love this guy. He has to be part of your collection. And of course, once we put all these guys together, all right, we've got 7 figures coming at you from the Pizzeria Simulator line. All right, so in 2019, well, Funko gave us nothing but repaints for Series 5 and 6. Aw, man, repaints? Yep, unfortunately, for the next year and a half, all we got were repaints, starting with Series 5, which was the Blacklight collection. And what's weird is if you open up Freddy, well, he was all blue. Then we had Foxy, who was all green and yellow. Then we had Bonnie, who was all pink, like an Easter bunny. Oh, brother. And then we had Chica, who was a dark purple. So yeah, somebody gone colorblind over there, I guess. But I will say, if you turn out the lights and turn on the black light, well, that's where things got interesting. Now, at the end of 2019, well, we ended up getting another repaint set of the Pizzeria Simulator line a second time, but this time, these guys were made in clear like plastic that glowed in the dark. And we ended up getting the same exact figures as before of Rockstar Freddy, Rockstar Foxy, Pig Patch, Orville Elephant, and El Chip, but only made with glow-in-the-dark translucent plastic. And once you turned off the lights on these guys, well, yeah, they glowed in the dark. Oh, man. So, alright, that gave us 5 extra figures to add to our collection. Gave us a total of 35 figures in all that they've released so far. So now, in 2020, a year and a half later without getting a brand new figure, well, we finally got a new line of, whoa, security breach figures. And that gave us Series 7, which came out in late 2020 and gave us more figures in the glam rock style of characters, starting with glam rock Freddy here. And in addition to that, well, we ended up getting glam rock Chica, and she's all decked out in her 80s style too. And once those characters were out of the way, well, we start to move into the brand new characters, which is Montgomery Gator. Oh man, this is one cool alligator. And then the other newcomer was Roxanne Wolf, who's also 1980ized. And then last but not least, well, we got the bad guy of the series, which was Vanny. And she's pretty darn cool too. She's another bunny, a white bunny, which has mismatched parts, as you can see on her body there. And gives us 5 all-new characters to add to our articulated line, and closes out Series 7 in 2020. Alright, so it looks like we've got 40 figures in all, once we count up all the figures from Series 1 to 7, and boy, that is a lot. So it's anyone's guess on what will happen in 2021, but stay tuned because you know Puppet Steve will always be reviewing these things in the future.